I'm Father Eddie de León, Claretian missionary, and I currently serve as Vicar Provincial for the province. The importance of novena, that's a good question. I sometimes ask myself the same thing. The importance of novenas. But I think it's about repetition. It's about us being persistent and us asking for something. And and the novena makes us reflect on the need. Is it really something we need? Is it something that's going to be helpful to myself or my neighbor, those around me, those that I love? And so those 9 days stretched out really helped me focus and put this really in front and center. And so the 9 days is not magical. It's not incantational prayers that are going to make whatever it is we want to happen, but it's really placing ourselves in the heart of God and seeing, is this something that's really beneficial? The theme I'm speaking on is that anguish, that despair, that place that we find ourselves sometimes, that we say, where is God in all this? And we ask that, we hear that a lot with different things going on in the world today, especially with the war and social injustices. We'll ask, where's God in all this? And so sometimes we even yell out loud, God, where are you? And if we pay attention, there's a whisper, because there's always a whisper. And the whisper is the voice of God saying, I am here, be not afraid. I don't know that it's important that I'm celebrating it. I think what's important is to be among people who are in need of hope, and who are looking for ways to hope in their current situation, or else remember at times when there was hope and they felt that there was no hope. So it's either a time of coming before asking that I need hope in my life, or remembering a time when hope was there and the gratitude that then pours from that. And so it's about hope and it's about gratitude. And that's what St. Jude is. St. Jude is about that hope, that presence of hope, but then it's also the gratitude. And so I think that's the important thing. The important thing is that people seek it out. And I have this bracelet, and this bracelet that I wear, a woman gave to me at the footsteps of a church in Madrid this past summer. And there was a small statue of St. Jude, not as big as this one, it was a small one. And crowds came, and I thought, I've got to see where they're going. And so they went, and there was all these candles lit, and there was a very small statue. And people were going up and touching the statue, and they were getting bracelets like the one I have and placing it on the statue and then putting it on around the wrist. And some would say that's superstitious, some would say nothing's going to come out of that, but who knows? Who knows? And I wear it remembering the fervent prayer that these people made before the statue in company of other people, and that gives me hope. The importance of asking for intercession is we've been doing this since humanity has existed, and that is that we can't do things alone. Sometimes we think that we can work everything out on our own. Boyfriend problem, a girlfriend problem, husband problem, spouse problem, job, health, the list goes on. And we think we can solve this on our own, and the truth is that we can't. And so then we either call a friend and we talk to them and we unload, we tell them what's going on with us. And that's actually the start of something new. Or we come to the communion of saints and we use that word intercession and intercede. That is, before God, can you place my request before God? And so, in fact, you don't have to be a saint. People ask me all the time, can you say a prayer for me? And that's what we do with St. Jude. We ask St. Jude, can you say a prayer? Because we know that you are intimately close to the Christ, the resurrected one. Can you say a prayer for me? And that's what we do. I think that gratitude looks differently with each person. And maybe it's an act of kindness. Maybe it's working somewhere that's helpful to humanity, that relieves angst or pain or current injustices. So gratitude looks, some people do it financially. Some people do it by their presence, by simply being somewhere and to offer hope by their presence. Some offer by an act of kindness, a smile, a hello as you board the bus, a hello to the person at the bank, those kind of things. And it's funny, the other day I was somewhere and I saw this woman and I said to her, hello, she said, oh, well, hello to you. And so then she said to me, have a nice day. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but the human interaction has value and importance. And especially when we find ourselves glued to a social media device such as the one I'm speaking to now, that we find ourselves, we disconnect. And so, and our human desires to connect. And so gratitude and expressions of gratitude depend on the individual. And only you know what that is. And so I would encourage you to follow your heart. My favorite part, there's a lot of favorite parts to the vocation. I've been a priest for 31 years, and I've done a lot of different things, you know. I was a campus minister for 13 years. I worked at Yale University for 4 years. I worked at United Nations for 1 year. I was provincial for 7 years. And more recently, I was professor of homiletics for 7 years at Graduate School of Theology here in Chicago. And so, but my favorite part, I think, of all of these things is that it puts me in touch with people. And that my life becomes better, and I hope their life becomes better. Now as I get a little grayer, I find that I do a lot more mentoring, and especially people in their 20s and 30s, I do a lot of mentoring, and they seek me out for that. And so I'm grateful for those opportunities, but I've been studying at Oxford art and art history. Art and architecture and art history, and I'm looking at the intersections between art and theology. What does it tell us about the human longing for God? For those who are struggling with their faith, I would say that's probably a good thing, because what it's telling me when you're saying I'm struggling with my faith, you're saying that you believe. First premise. And then not only do you believe, but you're concerned. You'd like to find some resolution to this. You'd like to make some peace, reconcile this. And so when you're struggling with the faith, I would say be faithful to the struggle. Be faithful to the struggle, knowing that something new is breaking open. And when that's breaking open, it doesn't feel good, and it could be confusing, it could be hard at times. But be faithful to the struggle, because something new is emerging. And that newness, you don't know what it is. I can't tell you what it is, but you will see it. My blessing to all of you who may watch this recording is that God made His presence known to you in a more intimate and loving way, and ways that are surprising to you, unexpected for you. And may God continue to hold you strong to the heart. And may you feel the pulse, the breath, the heartbeat of God.